Hello everyone, welcome to Michael's vlog in the Philippines. This is my third video, y'all. I'm putting them out. If you like this style where I just, make really quick videos as fast as I can, let me know in the comment section because I will try to make more of these types of videos. Y'all gotta kind of motivate me a bit because, I'm squeezing in these videos, even though I got work to get done. I'm gonna work harder at getting more videos on this vlog if you guys like that I'm making these types of videos. So let me know what you guys think. From what I could tell, when I look at the analytics, people love the videos where I'm just talking about general stuff. So I'm gonna keep doing them as long as them thumbs up keep showing up and them subscribers keep going up. I'm gonna keep making these types of videos. But today's topic is about, when it's too much, when the cost is too much for rent. When is the cost too high? What are my thoughts about, okay, what number shouldn't you pass to the point where if it reaches that level you should consider, getting you a piece of property if you got a local Filipino here that is your partner and y'all could go get a place and you trust each other to do that. What is that special number? From my perspective. Now this may not be your perspective. But let's say, for example, and I'm using my computer here because I'm not a math whiz, so I'm gonna be using this calculator to help me today. But let's say that in my opinion, the range is 35 to 40,000 pesos per month. If you paying 35,000 pesos per month for a whole year, that's 420,000 pesos. So you getting real close to that $500 million mark. Now, in this city, in Davao City, you definitely could find a decent place, probably for about 3 to 4 million ish. You can find one in there from within that range. Definitely, you can find a decent place for 3 to 4 million pesos. So if you paying, and if you're gonna stay here for long term, I gotta take that into account. If you plan on staying here, for however many years, and you got a residency permit or whatever it is that you have that allows you to stay here for a long duration, if you're gonna stay here for a very long time and you paying 420,000 pesos a year, I mean, let's say that you stay in the place that you're paying 35,000 pesos for 6 years. If you stayed there 6 years, that's 2.5 million already. So if you stayed there for 8 years, okay, let's say you stay there 8 years, that's 3.3 something million pesos for staying there 8 years. So if you know that you're gonna stay here for a very long time, and you know that you can pay 35,000 pesos a month, you might as well reconsider your options. So for me, when you start hitting 35,000 pesos and you paying almost $500 million every year, you need to reconsider your priorities. Find you a place that you like and probably put some money down on the house, because at that point the amount of money that you're throwing away, and think of it like this, that 35,000 pesos that you spending every month, you got nothing to show for it. When that money is gone, it's gone, unless the house that you're staying in makes you money somehow. But if the house that you're staying in isn't returning you any investment, you wasting 420,000 pesos every year for your money, and you ain't got nothing to show for it at the end of the year, except for the space that you're staying in. Now, if you start hitting that 40,000 pesos every month for the whole year, that's 480,000 pesos. So if you stayed in that place for 8 years, you've paid 3.8 million pesos. So if you know that you're gonna be here for 8 years, or even lesser than that, maybe you plan to leave after 6 or 7 years, you can rent the place out to someone and recoup the difference of that amount that you paid. So for me, when you start hitting that 35,000, 40,000 pesos a month rate, at least based on the current market of what you would pay for a house here. I'm not saying that this would hold true forever now. Keep that in mind at the time of this video. Okay, I'm not saying that 5 or 10 years from now that this information will hold true. So look at the date of this video and when it was published. And then you go look at the cost of a house and make sure it's still lined up with what I'm telling you. But I feel like when you start hitting that 35,000 to 40,000 peso cost, you come out smarter just going out and buying you a place. Now, I think the best value for a house that's not really a condo unit, unless that's the lifestyle you're looking for. You want to be in a community, you want to have different amenities, fine. But for me, I think the better investment is buying a house and a lot, having your own space, being in control of your own space. You don't have no guard. I know that a lot of people like to have guard and they feel safe, but I'm my own guard. I use my own intellect to know how to handle certain situations. And I had that all covered. I'm not gonna go into my whole security plan on YouTube. That's not for you guys to know. But anyway, for me, I think the better investment is to go with your own house and lot if you're paying 35, 40,000 pesos. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. You got to do your own thinking. Don't blame me if you do decide to buy a house and you couldn't take care of that, or handle it financially. That's not my problem. I'm just giving you my advice and what I think and from my own wisdom. My wisdom tells me that if you can afford to pay 35 to 40,000 pesos a month and you're paying that, you need to consider getting you a place if you're going to be here long term. And honestly, the only way you can do that is if you married to somebody here, or you trust somebody. And I don't know if I trust somebody other than somebody that I'm married to. I'm not going to trust you with no house and stuff unless you just cool like that. Maybe that's what you feel comfortable with. But for me, because my wife is a Filipina, it's different for me. I could go out and do that. But if you start hitting that price range, 35, 40,000 pesos, man, you need to crunch them numbers and ask yourself the question: what do I get in return for renting a place out for 35 to 40,000 pesos a month? What are the benefits to that? What are the trade-offs if I did move into a place, based on the location, based on the cost, based on the amenities that you would get from having your own place versus renting a place? You need to think about all those factors. But when you crunch the numbers, when you start getting to 35 to 40,000 pesos, man, for me, it becomes an investment. And I think the better investment is not renting. The better investment is just to go out and, purchase you a place that's already built that you can inspect and see if it's up to your quality level. And, in 7 or 8 years, have the place paid off. And I would even recommend that if you get a place that has a house and lot, I think that the lot size is more important than even the house itself. Because see, if you have a bigger lot that you had a house on, you can always expand the house. And if you got room to expand the house, then you got room to appreciate your asset even more. So by expanding the house outward or upward, then you can increase the worth of that house if you do plan to do other things with it. So I think that you got to be paying attention to the lot size and not only just to the size of the house or the floor area of the house. So definitely pay attention to that particular variable. But with that being said, I hope that this was insightful for you guys, that you have enough information to think a little bit more logically about housing in the Philippines. But from my perspective, when you get in that 35 to 40K range, it started making sense to invest in a place and secure you a place that you can always fall back on if something happens. You always got that place you can fall back on. So I think it's wise to do that, especially if you have a family. It's wise to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to embed, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos on Michael's Vlog. Until then, have a good one.